Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Drutube, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. You can't lose, and the competition is furious. They've been wasting time trying to beat you for months. That person that's in competition with you, that's not stopping, that hasn't quit yet, they still haven't been able to beat you either. And they're furious about it. All this time and energy they're putting into trying to beat you, it hasn't gotten them anywhere. It hasn't gotten them anywhere. They've been upset and mad for the longest time because whatever they're doing, it ain't working. All right? Usually when people do things, they work. Usually when people do things, they're successful. This person is trying to stop you and they're not even successful at it. This person is in competition with you. You're not even aware of it. And on top of that, they're still losing. They're playing a game by themselves, thinking they're going up against someone else, only to lose. You can't beat someone who is focused on themselves and not even worried about you because there's no game being played. The only game being played is them playing themselves. And how you going to play yourself and lose? They should be using that time to do something with their life. But instead, they're focused on the wrong things. People who are focused on the wrong things, they don't ever get anywhere. Those are the people who always end up stuck in the same spot year after year. You look at them one year, they're still doing the same thing. You look at them the next year, they're still doing the same thing. And I mean, nothing has improved. Nothing. It's sad when you see someone that could be doing so much with themselves and they're just choosing to perpetually keep themselves stuck. It's like a hamster in a wheel. They just doing all this running and racing, but it's not getting them anywhere. If they were to live their life differently and to focus on what's really important, if they would focus on what's really important, things would be better for this person. They really would, because it's not like this person doesn't have potential. It's not like this person can't do anything. It's not like this person doesn't have anything to offer. They're just not focused on what's important. They're not worried about what they should be worried about. Instead, they're worried about trying to be better than somebody else. And that is causing themselves some problems, because when you worry about other people who aren't worried about you, it's going to backfire on you. If anything bad happens because of that, when people don't react, when people don't engage, it just makes that person look terrible. People lose jobs over things like that. People eventually get replaced over things like that. People end up even stressing themselves out over things like that. You could even lose your health because of things like that. Was once healthy, now you're not, because you don't stress yourself out. All that losing. All right. And it's a shame that this person has made you their competition, because there's nothing to compete against. You're being you, and you're in your own lane. You're in your own lane, and you're winning at what you chose to do in life. That's the only way you're winning, is because you're choosing to pick up your bed and walk. Something that when you're in competition with somebody else, you leave your bed flat on the floor. You think you up, you think you're moving, but you're still on the ground level. And it's a shame, because they could be doing so much with themselves. They could be doing so much for themselves. They're just choosing not to. And the thing is, you can't lose. You can't lose. You can't lose. They're trying to make you lose, but you just can't. You're playing a game all by yourself. You're competing with you. They should be competing with them. That's why you can't lose. You're doing everything that you need to do. They haven't been able to stop you. They're competition. They're competing. They're worrying about you. Them being all up in your business. It hasn't been able to distract you. That's why you can't lose. You're focused. That's why you can't lose. You're paying attention to the things that matter most to you, the things that mean most to you. Getting ahead in life, financial success, financial freedom, starting that business, getting that promotion, making your dream become a reality. That's why you can't lose. You can't lose because you don't pay this person any mind at all. You could care less about what they have to what they have to offer. Unfortunately, because what they're offering is not anything you could benefit off of. So that's the only reason why you could care less. There's nothing that there's nothing that you provide that's worth any value when you compete with someone where there's no competition to be had. There is no competition to be had. They've been trying to beat you for forever, and they've been losing for forever. And they're going to keep losing for forever, and the day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Every day is going to be Groundhog's Day for them losing. You know how much time they're going to have wasted when they look back on their life and they realize that they weren't doing what they were supposed to do? They weren't on their purpose. They made competing with others their purpose. They made trying to attack the successful person who's not even worried about them their purpose. They made the person who's on their grind, who's got their priorities in order and their priorities straight, their purpose. I gotta look better than this one. I gotta look better than that one. You don't have to look better than anybody except you. That's the only person you have to look better than, is the person that you see when you look in the rear view mirror, because you're supposed to be in the driver's seat in your own lane driving. That's the only person you see when you look in the rear view mirror. You see the people behind you, but your eyes are the only ones that you see. You either see cars behind you or an open road. And even the cars on the road, they may be driving fast. But can't nobody beat you to where you're going unless y'all going to the same place, which you're not. They're going someplace where they're supposed to go. You're going someplace where you're supposed to go. If somebody is in competition with you and you're focused on where you're going, they're not going where you're going, so they're wasting their time. They could even beat you to where you're going and get there before you. It doesn't matter. It's because it's not a race. They could get there before you do. They could get to your destination before you do, but it's your destination. How are you going to beat somebody to where they're designed to go? You can't beat anyone where they were put here to go. When you know you're designed where you're supposed to be, you're on your purpose. You are on your purpose, grinding it out, working hard, motivated, dedicated, headed to where only you know you're going, only to where you're supposed to go. Excuse the noise in the background if you hear any. They know what we're up to over here. We're winning. They've been trying to beat me for months. They've been trying to beat you for months. These people have been trying to get your attention for months. And they've lost. They're losing. They're not able to distract you. They're not able to stop you. They're not able to sway you. They're not able to persuade you to stop focusing on yourself. You can't lose when you got the right attitude. You can't lose when you go forth into life with an attitude that I can't lose. I can't be beat. There is no competition. I am the competition. The person who I was yesterday is the competition. The person who I don't want to be is the competition. We're not going to let them get in the way, so we're not letting anybody else get in the way either. Nobody, no noise, no person, no nothing. You can't lose. There's nothing they could do to make you lose. You can't lose. You're unstoppable. You decided that I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. That competition stuff is worthless unless you're in a race against somebody. That stuff is pointless. They've been trying to beat you for months at your own game. And they're only playing themselves. How are you going to play yourself, and how are you going to play against yourself and lose? They're playing themselves and they lost. They're only playing against themselves and they still lost. That's sad. That's sad. They've been trying to beat you for months. All you're doing is worried about what you need to get done. All you're doing is focused on what you need to do with your life. All you're doing is focused on the next step and the next step and the next step. All the only thing on your mind is getting ahead in life. That's it. All you're focused on is getting ahead in life. That's the only thing on your mind. You're not letting anything take place of that. You're not letting anything else get in the way of that. Wherever you see yourself is where you see yourself, and nobody can distort that vision. And that's why you can't lose right now, or at all, period. Is that they can't distort your reality or your vision of how you view yourself. They're not going to be able to get in the way of that. That's concrete for you. You made your mind a steel trap a long time ago. You're not going to let anybody separate from the goodness that you see for yourself. You see a lot of good things being able to happen for you. You got a mind of endless possibilities. You see a lot of amazing things being able to happen for you. That's what you do. You see so many good things trying to happen for you, and you ignore all the things that are in the way. Anything in the way, it's not in my way. They might put it in the way, but it's not in my way. You might put it in the way, but it's not in my way. It's not in my way. I'm not going to allow it to be in my way. That stress you're trying to cause, that's not in my way. That's not stressing me out. You're the one that's stressed. I'm not. You're the one that's beat. I'm not. I'm the one that's winning. They're the ones that's losing. You're the one that's winning. They're the ones that's losing. You got them beat by a long shot. And there's nothing that they can do except waste their time. They're going to waste another month and another month and another month. They could be mad all they want. It's not going to stop you. Their anger, their problem. Their attitude, their problem. If they're mad, if they feel some type of way, oh well, that's their fault. If they're not doing what they're supposed to do with their life and they want to be mad at you because you are, that's their fault. That doesn't have anything to do with you. You don't even acknowledge that. Who is that? What is that? I don't know. You don't know and you don't care. They want somebody to care about them and their sorry life? No. They want somebody to care about them and the fact that they chose purposely to not succeed in life? No. They chose that life for themselves. Whatever life you choose for yourself, you have to deal with it. Those of us who dealt with it and picked ourselves up and turned our life around and worked on ourselves and made things better, we don't have time for other people that aren't on the same page. Nah. If they're not on the same page as you, they're in a whole different book. They're not on the same page as you. They're not in the same lane as you. They're in a whole different race. You're not in my lane. If you're not in my lane, if you're not in the same car as me, we ain't headed to the same destination, you lost already. Trying to compete against me. You and your anger, you and your attitude, you're going to have to keep it to yourself. It's not going to stop me. It's not going to make my life any worse. It's not going to make things harder for me because I'm not going to let it. That's why you can't lose with that attitude, and you can't lose with an attitude that says they can't beat me. They could try to beat me, but I'm not going to let it happen. You can't lose with a mindset like that. When you cultivate a winner's mindset, doesn't matter who tries to come up against you and compete with you. You see yourself as your main competition. You see yourself as your only competition. You don't have to compete with their attitude. You don't have to compete with their hate for you. You don't have to compete with their irritation for you. You don't have to compete with their jealousy for you. They've been trying to beat you for months. And they've been failing for months. And they're going to keep failing for the next few months. They're going to turn around. It's going to be a whole year of failure for them. And they only brought it upon themselves. They're only going to have themselves to blame. You can't blame other people for your downfall or for your failure. You got no even if somebody is responsible and has a hand in trying to do something to you to make you not succeed, you got to go around that and succeed anyway. And that's who watches these videos. Whatever they tried to put in front of you, you didn't accept it. You didn't agree with it. You saw it. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It'll form. I see it, but it's not going to prosper. I'm going to prosper all over that weapon. I'm going to make it rain on that weapon. It's going to be rusty to the point where they're going to try to use it. It won't even work. It won't work. It won't work. They tried. They lost. They tried. They failed. They tried to ruin things for you, but you didn't let them. You didn't let them break your spirit. You didn't let them break your mind. You didn't let them break you down. And that's why you can't lose. And the competition is furious because they've been wasting time trying to beat you for months and will never, ever win or be successful. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. All right, for the winner's circle. Only share this video with a fellow winner. Share this video with somebody winning right now. All right, don't be selfish. Don't keep it to yourself. There's other people winning out there. They need to see this, just like you did. I'll see you in the next one. We out.